Okay. Hello, everybody. I was asked to start right at the top of the hour. And I hope that everybody can hear me, that the audio connection is fine. And okay, it seems to work well. Then I'm pleased to give the next breakout session. My name is Karl Mayhofer. I'm a managing director for Fabersoft, and I would like to talk about connecting organizations in a public cloud for B2B collaboration. I do have a couple of slides, and I would also like to do a live demonstration of that public cloud and how we use it to collaborate with other organizations on an international level. So let's start off with the first slide here. So what is Folio Cloud, and how would you position it in terms of a cloud service? I use this kind of chart from Forrester to classify Folio Cloud as a cloud product. Folio Cloud is a public cloud, which means it's available via the internet for everybody in principle, and it provides software as a service. So it provides, Folio Cloud provides online applications which can be used instantly right away to run business processes and to collaborate with people in other organizations. That's the main purpose. And the second important purpose is that Folio Cloud does also provide platform as a service to implement what we call cloud apps, cloud applications. And my colleague Andreas Dangel did a keynote yesterday, and he talked about our platform as a service environment. I will focus on the software as a service side. I would like to show you how you would use Folio Cloud and the online applications within Folio Cloud to collaborate with your business partners on an international level. And another very important aspect is that Folio Cloud is made in Europe. Folio Cloud is run in data centers in Europe, data centers in Central Europe, which means that European law and European guidance in terms of data security and data protection are applied for Folio Cloud. But it can be used on a global level. It can be accessed from everywhere because it's a public cloud. I was asked to say that if you do have any questions during the presentation, you should use the Q&A section, which is located on the right side of the screen. So if you have any questions during my presentation, you should use that section, choose all panelists from the drop-down menu, and type in your question and click on send. And I will have about 10 minutes of Q&A after my presentation, and I will try to answer as many questions as you have at the end of my presentation. Now, a public cloud certainly is ideal for international collaboration because it can be accessed from everywhere. So you literally are able to set up collaboration with colleagues all over the place within minutes because it's a public cloud. It can be accessed from everywhere. We do also provide a self-service for organizations, and I just to make sure that I didn't miss something here. Sorry for interrupting, but I had a second here. I have another slide. Sorry, but I would like to use this one to define Folio Cloud in terms of the definition of cloud computing according to the National Institute of Standards and Technology. Folio Cloud provides on-demand self-service, so you can register for an account via the internet. Everybody can do that. Of course, it provides broad network access. It can be accessed from everywhere. You can use any device to access Folio Cloud. You can use any web browser on any platform. So you could use Safari on a Mac. You could use Firefox or Chrome. You can use your media tablet or your smartphone to access Folio Cloud. So there is a very broad support for network access. Folio Cloud supports resource pooling. As I said, it is run in data centers in Europe, and these are mirrored data centers. And you share all the users, all the Folio Cloud users share this high-tech environment and the resources for using Folio Cloud and doing cross-country, cross-company collaboration. It provides elasticity. For instance, of course, you pay for what you use. So if you register for an account, the base package is free. So if you register for an account, you get the base package for free. And it is not a trial package, so it does not stop after a month or 3 months. You can use it all the time, and it has very sophisticated capabilities. Even the core package, the base package, has very sophisticated capabilities, so that you really can test it out and make yourself familiar with that cloud service. And if you are convinced, then we offer additional capabilities and more online storage with additional packages, and they are purchased by per user per month. So you pay a fee per user per month. You can do that for 3 months or for a year. And if you don't need it anymore, you could simply cancel your contract, and then you can reduce the amount of service you would like to use in terms of this cloud product. And it is a measured service, so we have all the important measures to monitor the cloud service, and we make it transparent for all the users. You will find that information on our website. For instance, performance, availability, and other counters are available for Folio Cloud. On the left side, you can see the Alexa rank for Fabersoft. And if you look at this chart here, you can see that we had a significant growth in the last 3 months due to this cloud service, which was published, I would say, about a year ago when we went online. We have early adopter customers like Siemens Energy, the energy division of the Siemens group, and they have been using Folio Cloud for over a year now for doing an international software project. But as soon as we started to do some online marketing after that early adopter phase, you can see that the traffic significantly increased. The NIST defines service models, and Folio Cloud is cloud software as a service, as I said, and cloud platform as a service. That's These are the two service models which are supported by Folio Cloud. And in terms of deployment models, Folio Cloud is a public cloud, and in specific customer situations, we would also offer it as a community cloud or as a private cloud. But in general, it's a public cloud. So now let's move on. Of course, a public cloud is ideal for international collaboration. As I said, you can access it from everywhere instantly, and you can set up cross-company, cross-country collaboration within minutes. We do also provide a self-service, not just for a single user, but also for organizations. You can see that on the left side here on our website. So you can set up a project team within a department with one of your business partners just to try out Folio Cloud literally within minutes. You can use it with our core package for free, including 1 gigabyte of online storage per user, which is included in that collaboration. But you could also purchase a higher level edition by using your credit card, or we would also generate an order form, and if you send us back the order form, you could instantly set up a group within your organization to use Folio Cloud to collaborate with business partners, internally and externally, of course, as it is a public service. But the question is it safe? We do a lot of investment in terms of security and reliability. For instance, we have an ISO 27001 certificate. At the moment, we are completing our ISO 20000 certificate, and we have several audits from PricewaterhouseCoopers regarding SAS 70 Type 2 and regarding revision-safe archiving, because Folio Cloud does also include archiving capabilities, and we have an audit from PricewaterhouseCoopers regarding the archiving capabilities. And we do also have a certificate from the DLM Forum, which belongs to the European, which develops and defines a records management specification in Europe, which is called MOREC 2. And the DLM Forum does that on behalf of the European Commission. And Fabersoft is the first vendor and the very first and only vendor today who went through that certification for records management. So you can use Folio Cloud to collaborate with your business partners on an informal and also on a very structured way. And you can use it to manage content in that collaboration, to capture content, and to manage business records within such a collaboration. So one thing is to have certifications and audits for objectifying security and reliability, and this is a differentiating factor for us. And we do a lot of investment for these certificates and audits. On the other hand, we do support and invest a lot regarding strong user authentication, even on mobile devices. I will show that during the demo. Of course, you can access the cloud on your mobile devices as well, and we do support, or we do focus on standards in that case. So Folio Cloud supports CMIS, the Content Management Interoperability Standard, And we do also support WebDAV, which is an extension of the HTTP protocol to exchange and access content. CalDAV for calendar services, HTML5. And we do also have, of course, our own apps in the App Store, for instance, in the Apple iTunes App Store, to optimize access for content which is used in the collaboration. And in terms of authentication, we do support X509-based certificate-based authentication, and we do also have an SAML 2.0 IDPS-based authentication mechanism, which allows you to authenticate as a user in a very secure and reliable way. Now, Folio Cloud connects organization in the cloud by means of a team room. A team room is a secure area in the public cloud, which can only be accessed by people who were granted access to that team room. And the team room holds content. And here you can see a list of people who have access, who were granted access to that team room. You can invite these people to collaborate, and then they, depending on their access rights, they can then work on the content, exchange content, create content, edit content, and collaborate in a very flexible, efficient way. I would like Folio Cloud is available in 16 languages, so you can do that. Everybody who is involved on an international level could use it in one of these 16 languages. And in this example, you can see the user interface in simplified Chinese, which is quite useful for collaborating with business partners in Asia. And from a European perspective, you would have the content within data centers in Europe. Folio Cloud encrypts communication between the web browser and the cloud service by using HTTPS, of course. So you have secure communication with the cloud service, and in combination with strong authentication, for instance, based on client certificates, you have a very secure way to collaborate with your business partners in Asia, and you could offer them the user interface in their native language. And now I would like to show how that works by doing a live demonstration. And for this purpose, I would like to switch the application here to my web browser. So I hope you still you can see my web browser now. So if you don't see it, please give me a short notice. But I suppose you can see it. How does Folio Cloud work? I use an Internet Explorer here to connect to Folio Cloud via this URL, and you can see that it has several ways to authenticate. For instance, this is a very simple way to authenticate, and it can be used with your free account. But we do also support certificate-based authentication, as I said, and I will use that now. So I can log in now, and in this case, I do not need to type in a username or email address and a password. Because there's a single sign-on, and it's based on my client certificate. You can see that here now. I'm logged in as Karl Meyerhofer, with the certificate which was issued by Fabersoft for me personally. So the combination of authentication towards the company network in addition to the client certificate which was rolled out for me personally on my workstation and on my mobile devices, that's how I can access Folio Cloud in this case. And so this is a very reliable way, and it gives me a unique identification in the cloud, of course. And other people from other companies in other countries can trust me because they know that I'm the employee of Fabersoft who is authenticated with that certificate. In addition to that, we do also support mobile PIN. So I could, if I click on this one here and I click on Send PIN, then I do need the certificate. And in addition to that, I will receive a PIN number which is sent to a phone number which is registered for me within Folio Cloud, and I have to type in the PIN to get access to Folio Cloud, which is an additional security level, an additional level of authentication to get access to Folio Cloud. And so once I'm logged in, I do see team rooms. And in this case, you can see some sample team rooms, and it shows organizations I work with. So for instance, here is a European Institution for Data Protection. And I collaborate with that organization within that team room. Or here is the company Pentadoc, which is a consultancy organization, Trescon, Gartner. We had a briefing with Gartner analysts in the US. Or here is the team room for the collaboration with Siemens Energy. These are people from Siemens here. So this is like a door to enter all these team rooms to collaborate with people all over the place. And it's always cross-boundary, because that's the interesting aspect here for a public cloud like Folio Cloud, that it's so easy but still very secure to collaborate with people across boundaries using these team rooms. And to show how that works and to make you familiar with the team room concept, I will simply create a new team room by using this button here. And I could call it my Cloud Slam project. I could assign the team room to an organization, Fabersoft in this case, which means that Fabersoft as an organization is available in the cloud, and I'm a member of that organization, and I can utilize the online storage which was allocated for that organization. I do not have to have my own online storage. I can use that online storage from that organization. And now, if I double-click that entry here, then I have 3 steps to set up that collaboration in the team room. The first step is to provide content, which can be accessed by all the people who collaborate with me. The second step is to grant access to my business contacts. And the third step is to invite them to collaborate. So how would I provide content within my team room? The simplest way is to use drag and drop. I will show that by switching to my screen for a moment. If I find the right button here. Share desktop. now you should see my whole screen. So I will minimize that for a moment. There you are. And on my notebook, I do have directories with a hierarchy of directories and some content in there. And if I would like to provide that within my team room, I can simply take that directory here, drag it, and drop it to Folio Cloud. And if I confirm that message here, then the whole directory hierarchy, including all the content, is uploaded to my team room in the cloud. And now I do already have that hierarchy as I had it on my notebook within Folio Cloud. So I can use drag and drop to upload content to my team room. And another way to do that would be, I could simply go into the hierarchy of directories. I could use copy to the clipboard. And if I use paste here, then this again would upload the directory or the content, the files, which were copied to the clipboard, and this content will be uploaded to the cloud. So that's a very easy way to provide content for Folio Cloud. And for a team room. Another quite useful way is I can take this context menu here. As you can see, we have context menus, so it's a very rich user interface within the browser based on Ajax technology, of course. And I can use the context menu open with Windows Explorer. And in this case, I will get, I have to authenticate because I do get a secure connection here as well. But in this case, I do get a network drive. And that network drive shows me all my team rooms. And I could now simply use my Windows Explorer user interface or my Apple Mac Finder user interface to work with the cloud. So in this case, you can see that here is my new Cloud Slam project folder. That's what I uploaded to my team room in the cloud. And of course, I could now just use this interface to, for instance, go into that directory, take that draft contract document, go back to my Cloud Slam project and paste it here. And this, again, uploads it to the cloud, but I do simply use my Windows Explorer user interface. And that's, of course, very, very useful because now you can access the cloud and the team rooms using a path. And this is a very simple integration with applications and tools because almost any application is able to save content as to a path. And you can use backup tools and so on to synchronize a team room with the local directory and so on. So if I go back to my team room in the user interface, I will now see this draft contract as I just copied it via the Windows Explorer. Another way to provide content within Folio Cloud is, of course, to create it directly within a team room. How would I do that? I can simply create a new content here directly within my team room. I could use OpenOffice, I could use Apple iWork, but in this case I can also use Microsoft Office to create any type of content here. And I could call it my presentation summary. And this content, of course, is already persisted in the cloud, in the data centers in Europe. And now, if I want to edit that content, I could simply double-click it. And if I double-click it, we use a plugin, a browser plugin, to set the lock in the cloud, download a temporary copy, open it in a productivity tool, in this case Word, so that I can write my content. These are my presentation summary. And if I'm finished, I can simply close the tool, and the plugin will take the content, upload it to the cloud again, and release the lock in the cloud. So very simple integration with productivity tools. You simply double-click and you can edit the content. Of course, we do support versioning, so you can have, if the editor changes, then Folio Cloud will implicitly save versions. You can explicitly save a version by using save version here. So I could say this is the original version, and I could double-click it and change something. Now I could say use version. Then I could go back and choose another version, of course. And we do also support auditing. So you, at any point in time, if you switch on auditing, you would see who did what, when, in terms or in the course of collaborating within the team room. And now, this is about providing content. And now, the second step, how would I grant access? You can see that I have full control at the moment because I created that team room. But now I could search for contacts to provide other people with control, with access. I could simply type in a name, and this is my colleague Andreas Dango, and I could give him the read access, which is the default, but I could also give him change access, and then he is allowed to add content to my team room or change content. And I could also give him full control, which means that he could also invite other people and grant access to other people within the team room. I could also use a group. For instance, I could use the folio management and give the management full control as well. And here I can see who's in that team here, in that group. And then I could choose many other contacts. As you can see, these are contacts I synchronized with Folio Cloud. You can do synchronization with your Outlook contacts, with your Google Gmail contacts, with your Windows Live Hotmail contacts, and you can import them based on a CSV formatted file. And in this case, I could add Ettore Apolloni from Rome. I could also add, for instance, Toby Bell from Gartner and Brian Hill from Forrester. And I do already have an international team with people from Austria, from the US, and from Italy. And the next step is that I can invite them. If I click on this step here, then I get this kind of email user interface, and you can see all the people I granted access. And I can specify a subject, and I can specify a text. And if I send that, these people will get an email with a link to that team room. And if they do not already have an account, they will also get a link to register a free account. And that's all they need to do. Once they have an account, all these people do have one, so they simply click on that link, authenticate for Folio Cloud, and they do have instant access to Folio Cloud. So it's really very, very easy to set up collaboration across companies and countries within Folio Cloud based on this kind of team room concept. How would you switch language? I can simply use the account here, basic settings, and I could very easily switch, for instance, to a Portuguese user interface. And now you can see that I do have a Portuguese menu here. So that's very easy to switch from one user interface to another. So that's the basic principle for collaborating using Folio Cloud, the principle of a team room. And the next step is that Folio Cloud is able to specialize team rooms. To be more precise, you can activate cloud apps, and cloud apps specialize team rooms for a specific business purpose. For instance, this is a specific team room which is used by our sales. It's a sales room, and if I open that sales room, I do get additional capabilities for that team room. So this team room is enriched or enhanced by a cloud application, which makes the standard team room, which enriches the standard team room towards a sales room. So I have to switch the language again because I'm not so familiar with Portuguese here. So if I open this one, I can see this contract, this folder, and it shows me all the leads, the accounts, the opportunities, the campaigns, all the sales actions, and I can for instance look at a certain property, the properties, and I will see all the properties, the salespersons, the closing date, the products, the total amount, and so on. So this is a team room which was specifically enriched to support a sales team, which is distributed across several locations or several branches, because Fabersoft has a lot of subsidiaries across Europe, and we have salespeople there, and they use the cloud to collaborate and to do their key account management, their lead management based on this specialized team room. And another example for a specialized team room is used by Siemens. Here is something which is called a Scrum project. Scrum is an agile methodology to implement software projects, and you have all the artifacts which are defined by Scrum. You have a backlog, you have sprints, you have velocity and burn down, and Siemens uses this specialized project room, this agile project room, to implement a software project in an international team with people from Munich, Erlangen, Orlando, Florida, people from Fabersoft, from different organizational units. They all collaborate in the cloud to implement that software project using Scrum. So these are two examples where we specialized team rooms for a specific business purpose. And if I look at my account here in the cloud apps list, you can see that there are other cloud apps which are available. This is CRM and Scrum, but we do also have a classification scheme which gives you business records. I can show you such a team room here if I search for it for a moment. Records. This one here. It's based on Morec. There is a new version of Morec which is called Morec 2010, which should be available in a couple of weeks. And now I can, if I switch on the hierarchy view here, this gives me a classification scheme, and it's a hierarchy of classes, files, subfiles, volumes, and records. You can. This is a record here. You have a unique classification code. You have retention and disposition schedules, and everything you need to preserve content which has value for an enterprise. And the nice thing is to combine informal collaboration in a team room with records management. because people prefer to collaborate on a rather informal, free way. So if I look at my Cloudslime project here again, they like to collaborate in this kind of team room. But at the end of the day, this will produce documents which have value for an enterprise. And in this case, they can, when they are finished with their work, with their business job, then they can simply use the context menu and say capture. And if they say capture, there are rules applied to suggest where that record should go to. And then I can capture that business, that working result as a record because it has value for the enterprise. And this will transform that content to PDF-A, including metadata and content. And this PDF-A document is persisted as a record in the classification scheme, and retention disposition schedules are applied. And we do also support legal hold and so on, which is important from a records management perspective to fulfill compliance requirements, for instance. Another interesting thing is search. We integrate Farbersoft Mindbreeze within the cloud. And Farbersoft Mindbreeze gives you a very simple user interface. And I can now search for Morec 2. And this will apply the search to all the team rooms where I have access rights in the cloud, and will show me all the results across different types of information. I can see an email, I can see a Scrum project, and different types of information. And then I can drill down. For instance, I could only look at all the emails which contain Morec 2. And now I can see only the emails. I could drill down to the last month. So then I get 2 emails containing Morec 2, which were imported or captured to the cloud, to a cloud team room in the last month. And now I can use the preview button to get a preview for that email, and that preview is generated out of the index of the Mindbreeze index. Mindbreeze has a high performance distributed index, which is used to access information. And I do not even need an email client to access my Outlook mail here. I can simply view it by using the indexed information. And then, of course, it's actionable, so I can use these context-aware menu entries to do something with that content. And of course, it depends what kind of information I select. Then I get a different menu, context menu, with all the actions which can be applied to that content. For instance, I could send the email directly from here again, and this will now open an Outlook client on my notebook to send that email again. It's also very useful to have a sophisticated search within the cloud for doing the business collaboration. So this was a short impression regarding Folio Cloud. And to complete my presentation, I will go back to my slides. As I said, cloud apps specialize team rooms. And we offer a platform as a service environment for building this kind of cloud apps. So there's a virtual cloud app modeling and development environment. You can simply register as a cloud developer within Folio Cloud. You can use our website developer.foliocloud.com and register an account as a developer. And then you will get all the capabilities to model and develop your cloud app within Folio Cloud, you would simply use Eclipse, and you get Eclipse-based tools with domain-specific languages to model your cloud apps within Folio Cloud. And we do also provide very sophisticated application performance monitoring and performance optimization based on the product FourSoft UpTelemetry. And we provide a continuous integration environment so that you can do your testing. We have a product which is called UpTest. It allows you to record use cases for your cloud apps, and you can rerun those tests within our continuous integration environment, and everything is provided within that package, within that platform as a service package. So it's very, very powerful. For instance, our continuous integration environment will give you all the platforms you would like to use to test your cloud application, because you need to support a lot of different platforms if you want to use an application or a cloud environment. I will switch back to my browser for a moment to show you what I mean. So if I use the Folio Cloud dashboard for a moment here, this is the measured service. As I said, this is UpTelemetry, which gives us all the metrics about the cloud here. And if I look at the usage data, you will see that there are a lot of here. You can see that there are a lot of different combinations of operating systems and browsers which are used to access the cloud. And you cannot control what kind of device or operating system or browser version your users in a public cloud would use to access that service. So you need to test your cloud applications on a very broad range to be able to have a very sophisticated and reliable cloud application. So that's one interesting aspect here, that you need to support a lot of different platforms in a public cloud, because you really don't know what the users out there will use to access your cloud service, and that's what our continuous integration environment is able to provide. Okay, so that's it from my point. I will now have a look at questions. Okay. So one question is, do I have to install the plugin on every device that I could be using? You could access Folio Cloud without installing the plugin. So you don't need the plugin to work with Folio Cloud, but the plugin gives you a more sophisticated or optimized way to integrate with productivity tools and with your local operating system environment. For instance, if you want to use that kind of drag and drop, as I did, you would need a plugin for that. And we support that plugin for the most common browser versions and operating system platforms. For instance, you do have it on an Apple Mac as well. If you have OS 10.6 or a newer version, so it depends on what kind of browser and operating system you have, but we provide it on a very broad range. In addition to that, if you want to access Folio Cloud on a mobile device like an Apple iPad, you could use our app, which is available in the App Store, and this app integrates other apps to open content. For instance, we integrate the app Pages on the iPad. So if you open a document within our app, we use Pages to open that content within Pages. And then you could use the WebDAV standard, because WebDAV is supported by Pages as well. If you do some changes on the iPad to a document, you could then upload it again to the cloud using WebDAV. Can I store financial documentation in Folio Cloud? And what are potential risks and protection measures? Well, actually, we do store financial documentation within Folio Cloud today, because we collaborate with our tax offices and our tax consulting organizations via Folio Cloud. And we provide secure team rooms we use secure team rooms to do that. So if you look at the browser, the application again for a moment, you can, for instance, have, if I go to my Cloudline project and I edit the properties, you can have a security level. And if I change that security level to certificate, this means that only people who are authenticated with their client certificate are able to access this team room, nobody else. And in addition to that, we are working on content encryption, so that you could, in future versions, you could encrypt your content and store it within Folio Cloud. Folio Cloud is updated monthly, so there are new capabilities each month. This was the case for the last calendar year, and we do already have a plan for the current calendar year. Until the end of this year, each month there are new cloud capabilities. We are working on authentication based on digital IDs, for instance. In Germany, there is the new German Personalausweis. It's based on a personal electronic identification. And we work on that to make Folio Cloud even more secure, to use it even in this kind of environment for exchanging financial documents. Okay, so if you don't have any additional questions, then I would say I could close my presentation. So I would really encourage you to try Folio Cloud. If you go to our website, it's www.foliocloud.com. You will find more information. We do have a YouTube channel and a blog, and you can use a free account to register for a free account. It's quite easy, and once you have your free account, you get immediate access to Folio Cloud. And you could also have additional packages. You can see that here on the pricing. Primo is our free package. Allegro is the comfort package with 10 gigabyte of online storage for €8.90 per month per user. And Leggero is our full-blown business package for $11.90 per month per user per month. Try it out, and I hope you enjoy using Folio Cloud. So that's all from my side. If you don't have any more questions, I would really like to thank you for your attention. Thank you for being with me in this breakout session, and I enjoy the rest of the conference, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.